All right, this bothers me absolutely every time I see it. I can't stand it anymore, and we're gonna make time for this in our very busy schedule. But if you recall, this is a 1655 that we've always had, and it blew a head gasket, at which point I pulled the head and found that several of the sleeves were scored a little bit. I took the head in, spent $700 on it. It's been surface resting down here, so that's great. We'll have to clean it up before we go again. And so anyway, I was trying to wait for time, I guess, or just find time, and never have, to pull one piston out of there so I can see what size bearings are in it. And then I'm just going to order sleeves and pistons and a set of rod bearings and go again, because this motor has very little hours on it really since it was last done. It holds 50 pounds of oil pressure, and you can't do much better than that on a gas motor like this. So I don't feel that we need to go any farther than that. You know, if it hadn't been for the scoring, I would just put the head back on and be done with it, because I think most of the trouble was in the head. So yeah, here we are, and we're gonna get started on it right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and the first step of this procedure is going to be draining the oil, because I think it's still got all the engine oil in it. So I got a bucket under there. We're going to try to pull the drain plug, let that out, then we'll pull the pan. And this should not be very difficult today. We should be able to, you know, easily get a sleeve, or not a sleeve. I wasn't gonna pull the sleeves out today, but it's gonna definitely pull a piston out, and yeah, so we can go again. So that's what I'm gonna do. That shouldn't take too long, but you never know with the way our luck goes. It could be a ball of sadness. So oil is the first step. Of course, I didn't bring a socket, you know. I brought an adjustable, which is absolutely the, you know, preferred tool for something like this. And I see that it's working out just like I figured it would. Sadness. God dang it. Well, I guess I will get the socket, because apparently that has become one, and that is a very much sad thing. So I guess I'll grab the sockets. Impact sockets are 6 points, so that's what we'll get, and the breaker bar, and then this should happen. Spiders, sure, that's just what we want. Hey, we found it right away. It's not the one that was missing. How about that? I would have sure thought that the socket that wasn't in the box would have been the size that it was. But today, we lucked out, which must mean that we're about to twist off this deal or something. Jeez. All right. Catch. Oh no. We got a slug of antifreeze. But it doesn't really matter, because we're going to replace the sleeves anyway. But also, that may not be from that it was leaking in the sleeves. Since we pulled the head off, I would say some of the antifreeze jumped ship and went where it wasn't supposed to, and that's how it got in there. That would be my official guess. All right. Did you watch that for me? Is it totally drained now? It's still dripping. Just enough to cover my arm. But what we're gonna do is put the drain plug back in. so that it doesn't drip all over us while we're under. All right. Now, in theory, this should be an easy process. In practice, though, will it? Another thing I have to do, which I forgot, is I got to take this plate off here so I can get to the bolts that are up in there. And then, of course, you know the drill. Get covered in absolutely all kinds of trash. Yeah, okay. And I'm trying to remember if it's 2 bolts or 3 bolts. It's gonna be, well, come on. We're gonna struggle. You know, why would we think any different? I don't know that a wrench would help us any more than a ratchet. Well, that would be tight, wouldn't it, dum-dum? So perhaps we ought to try it loose. I guess today's the day where everything is going to be the most difficult possible. Like, everybody got together and said, hey, today we're not going to work. Come on. We need to get this done. There's one. Alright. Might as well break the other one loose while we're... I can't believe how much oil is under here. Or trash, I should say. That probably never got cleaned off. Whenever... Well, Grandpa would have never cleaned it off. What I'm guessing is when that steering line blew way back when, it never got cleaned up right. Ugh. Well, I like how there's hours of struggling footage, you know? Hours of footage of me struggling trying to do the simplest task. Okay. The good news is, when we put it back together, it's going to be a lot more clean than it is now. Have to lay out of the line of fire because I'm getting covered with garbage. Just a little bit here and there. That's super annoying, you know? Some of you might be wondering, because I know this question has been asked before on tractors. See this little cotter pin here? And people are going to say, my such and such is leaking out of this thing and there's this cotter pin. And what is that? Well, that's what it was designed to do. That was put in there to make a drain that wouldn't fill up with trash. The cotter pin will let liquid out, but it won't let a lot of trash come in. So that's a way a lot of things are made, where they have somebody put a drain in that way to try to eliminate some, you know, problems. Let some fluid out where it's not supposed to be and keep trash from going in where it's not supposed to be. Okay. Sure. Look at that meadow green paint. clean that plate up later. All right. Now I'm hoping that that was the most difficult part of this next process, because this should go fairly quickly. And you see why I had to take that plate off, because 2 of those bolts are slightly behind this. You got room to get to them, and you got room to get the oil pan out, but you put that plate in there, you don't. So that's why. So I'm hoping that I can sneak my mini impact in there, these bolts out. And you know what would have been a great thing to have is another magnetic tray, but I think they're all full. Again, I've got like 35 magnetic trays, and every one of them has got something in it. I'll go hunt one up here in a minute, but yeah. Alright, there's 2. And I already see that we're going to have some issues, because there's some non-standard fasteners here, where there's a few that are studs. There's a few that are mismatched, but alright, well, that's gonna be in the way, isn't it? Might be time for a new hose for the steering, or find an original line and put it back, because that hose is kind of stiff. This right here, this job, is what I think these little mini impacts are perfect for. Like this is the perfect job for them. Buzzing off oil pan bolts, because without it, it is a long and ridiculous task, you know. If you know, you know. We're going to want to leave one on each side here in a minute, just to help us hold the pan up so it doesn't come shooting down in our face. Need to probably catch up with the other side now. Oh, what fun. I'm having a heck of a time here. Maybe I'll take you along for one so that you can see what is actually happening. We're taking bolts out. Some of them are studs, and the biggest thing is we're getting covered with trash as we go, you know. There should be one about right in there. I hear the mooing. The desperate moos of loneliness. And they're wanting attention. Yeah, we got to go way up under there, which is fun, because that's territory that no ratchet will go to. I'm going to leave that one in there on this side. And I'll leave one in on the other side somewhere. I pretty well got all them. Might have to put one back. I don't think I brought my short extension, which I will likely need for part of it, unless I use a deep well socket. I could do that. That would be the better thing, I think. So 1/2 inch deep well socket I need, and then I can get those front ones out, and then this should come down. All right, I got everything loose. The only thing holding it now are the two on each side, or the one on each side, I should say, that we left there. And we will take those out accordingly. Perhaps. Perhaps not. I think it's that one right there. Is that it? Come on. Yep, there's one. And somewhere along that side there's one. Which I guess I'll have to crawl back under to see. A piece of cardboard to keep me clean is now about like the ground. So I don't know that it's going to be doing its job. I guess the stickiness of the gasket will hold it up this time. That's not always the case. All right. Now come out of there. I'm gonna have to really manhandle it to get it out of there. Come on. Come on. Oh man. Come out of there. Oh, phone, this is not a good time to ring. At all. More work for us on the phone. That's okay. Now this is a delicate dance here because we got to go forward and then we got to go out. And that's not going to let me do it with the hose where it is. Normally that would be a steel line tucked up under the frame. But obviously, I remember when that happened years ago. I was little when that line broke. Steering line of sadness. Actually, I think the thing that's holding us up is you. Now, come on out of there. You should come out. It's that rubber line is what's holding me. It's not letting me have a nice time. Oh. I like getting covered with stuff. There. I knew it'd come out of there. And immediately take oil to the eye. Sure. Awesome. That's kind of sludgy a little bit. Boy, it sucks to have to do this, doesn't it? Look how pretty it looks. I can still see the cross hatching on those sleeves. Right before you can't. Oh, that sucks. Well, I should have let you look at it instead of just keep you far away there, but yeah. Everything looks so pretty because it's just brand new. And now we're going to undo that. But number 2 is down, so that's the one I'm going to pull. So. Oh, let's see. Let's try this ratchet. Is that going to do it? I'm going to have to get a breaker box. God dang it! Probably going to have to get something a little more stout because they are cranked down. The only question is, will this fit in there, or do I have to get an extension? Or not, friends, or not. I don't want to bend my dipstick. That would be shameful. But I really need to get where I can get a square pull on it. Or get in there. Okay, that'll probably come loose with the small ratchet now. I'm questioning these rod bolts. Those look like nylon lock nuts. So whoever rebuilt this the last time, which was not me, does that look correct? I don't know about that. I might investigate what better quality stuff is out there. I'm questioning what I have here. That is a nylon lock nut. Oh, boys, I don't know. Surely that couldn't be what came in the engine kit, would it? Whoever did it last time? Maybe it's a good thing that we're doing this, because I am skeptical. Or not. Come on. Come on. Why am I having such trouble getting that pulled over there? I've had kind of a cold, and laying on my back is making my sinus a lot worse. Come on. Off. Off. Now, enough. Don't want to beat it off. In this case, that would not be a good time. It gets so far and then it stops. I could turn the engine, but I don't even really want to do that. That shouldn't make any difference. I should be able to free these. People, I've never had this much trouble with one of them. God dang. Why is it hanging up on that bolt? Man. This rod bolt is really starting to tick me off. It won't let it. Is there trash on it? No, there shouldn't be. Well, friends, we're struggling, and I don't know why. I don't know why this is being such a pain. I should be able to just drop that right off of there. But one of these rod bolts is not playing ball with me. It really makes me question. It makes me question these rod bolts because, I mean, nylon lock nuts, that just doesn't do it for me. I mean, nylon goes bad. And eventually, sadness happens. But why won't this let me pull this off of here? There. Jeez. What a baloney. Oh man, these look as to be expected. See how I told you this was a practically new motor? Look at those bearings. They're perfect. It almost makes me wonder whether I need to get some or not. Check that out too. Standard. So it has never been turned. That's pretty snazzy. Like I said, it held excellent oil pressure. So I don't feel the need to do any more than just put a set of rod bearings in, since we're going to have it apart. I mean, like I said, those are excellent, I think. I haven't pulled more off. Maybe I should, just to see. But I'm thinking a set of sleeves and pistons, we're going to be in business, you know. So, what ought I do? Well, part of me wants to I probably will. Can I hang this back up in there? Just so it... Alright, so camera shut off again from heat. So that's going to be a fun adventure with this new camera. But anyway, I pulled off another one. Also looks excellent. Also standard. So sleeves and pistons. And I'm going to get a set of bearings while I'm here. I mean, it probably doesn't even need them, but it would just make sense to do that maybe whilst we were getting it apart. But I'm kind of concerned about those rod bolts and the nylock nuts. I don't know that is reusable. I'm not really sold on that. I've never had any that were that way. So I'm going to investigate into that, and I'll get parts ordered, and there she goes. So I suppose that's where we will leave this one. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it, or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.